Good morning. I'm the Reverend Catherine MacDonald. I'm the intentional interim minister at St. James United Church. And this morning I'm going to talk for a couple of minutes about the spirituality of distraction and attention. Last Wednesday morning, unbeknownst to me, just shortly after I left for work, a truck snapped our fiber op cable. And so we were without internet until Saturday, sometime around lunchtime. Now, both my husband and I have cell phones, and so we still had several cell coverage and the ability to access anything that we needed. But we didn't have our computers. And so two things I realized. One of the things I realized was that I do an awful lot of work early in the morning, before I even come into the church on my computer, before my husband ever gets up. And I couldn't do that. So I was like, okay, what do I do? What would have I done before the internet? The other thing I realized and then I wound up coming into work on Friday because I usually finish up my work for Sunday on Saturday, but I wasn't sure that we would have internet on Saturday. So I came into the office here in the church on Friday to do that. On Saturday, still no internet at home, and had my coffee and did my couple of puzzles on my phone that I usually do in the morning. And then it was like, well, what do I do now? What do I do now? What did I do before, 25 years ago, before we had the internet? And there was this sense of spaciousness to the day that I haven't felt in a long time. Now, I try and take a tech Sabbath on Friday, but my tech Sabbath is I don't check my work email. So I go onto Facebook, I connect with friends, but I don't check my work email. I stay away from work. But what it kind of brought to mind was, the passage from one of the Gospels where it says Jesus went away to a lonely place to pray. And he was distracted by very many things. He had lots of people making demands on him, and he went to a lonely place to pray, to be with God. But I'm wondering whether we need that lonely place just to pray, or whether we need the lonely place, whether we need the place away from our wired connection. Because, as I said, I haven't experienced that sense of spaciousness to the day in a very long time. And it's hard, at least it's hard for me, just to say, well, I'm just not going to check it. The Facebook and social media is designed to distract us. How many of us have picked up our phones just to, check on something, and 20 minutes or half an hour later, we're still there and the time is gone. And in a culture, in a society where we all feel pressed for time, I wonder what it would be like even to shut down for 3 or 4 hours, to have that sense of spaciousness, to go to that perhaps not lonely place, but to connect with your spouse or to connect with a friend and, pick up your phone and call a friend and say, let's go for coffee and let's leave our phones in the car, to spend time on a hobby, to walk outside. So think about that. You may not need to go to a lonely place to pray, but maybe you find your spirit restored by shutting off your phone for a few hours, shutting off the internet for a few hours. Blessings on your days, my friend. Blessings on your day.